So, The Lion King. I felt that this movie, in my opinion, one of the greatest Disney classic movies of all time. And Disney movies as well. It's one of the best Disney movies of all time. It's one of the best animation movies of all time. And to me, I think this is like the perfect blueprint of how to make the best animation movie of all time. Great soundtrack, great story. It has amazing array of casting. I think it has everything. The animation's pretty good. On the story, I feel that this justifies the main title song in The Lion King, which is The Circle of Life, as the whole movie is around that idea, that general little plot type of the circle of life. What is it? And it's basically just Simba being born, and his father showing him the ways of life, what life is like, then gets to the point where he approaches his death, but obviously he doesn't realize his death is coming, but that's what he's trying to show Simba to prepare him for if he ever does die. And then unfortunately he does die at the hands of Scar, which we'll get onto later on. And then obviously we see Simba grow up after he runs away. He then has a kid of his own when he comes back with Nala, and the rest is history. It's all like the full circle of life. He's born to give another life. I think as well what this movie offers is a cool revenge angle, which is you've got the circle of life thing that pans out throughout the movie, but you've also got this nice revenge plot angle in which everybody knows by now, with the iconic moment with Scar killing Mufasa at the beginning, in which is one of the most impactful moments in cinema history. Let's be honest, this is one of the biggest moments ever. And to me, I think you can't look past Disney movies without looking at that particular moment of Scar basically saying, "Long live the king," scratches Mufasa and then leads Mufasa to fall to his death.
Long live the king.
In which is sort of like up there with Hans Gruber in Die Hard. Yeah, maybe different, but similar sort of vibes. And then that is basically where Simba gets blamed by Scar then for like, you killed your dad sort of thing. So you need to run away before, you know, everybody else finds out. What are they gonna think? So then he runs away, and all this time he's regretted what he did because he thinks that he killed his father, until Nala meets him in the woods and convinces him to come back because the Pride Lands is falling to bits. And there's no food, no water, and that's where Nala and Simba go back and then start fighting Scar, who's there. And that's where he then finds out that in fact he didn't kill his father, and that the person who killed his father is stood on top of the rock and took the place where he should have been all that time. In which is a great moment, because then it's a big revenge sort of fight scene between the two. On Scar, I feel he was an amazing villain, one of the greatest Disney villains of all time, and there's no debate there in my opinion. I think he's definitely up there with the likes of Jafar and many others, and likes of Hook out of Peter Pan. To me, I think he's definitely in that conversation because he's very cruel, he's nasty, he's two-faced, and he is basically a coward as well. Because to me, what I love about his character development is that he is very two-faced at the beginning of the movie, where he comes across as somebody who's like, oh, he's like a nice uncle type of character who's just trying to look out for Simba. However, that we suddenly find out that that is not the case at all, and you can tell that Simba being born meant that he weren't going to be able to become king, and the only way he was going to become king was either the death of Simba or Mufasa, or even both of them, because eventually, let's say if Mufasa died, he would be the next in line after Simba, and if Simba accidentally had an accident, he would then get the throne. But the impact that it had with both of them, well, Mufasa dying and then Simba running away, that left him with the throne, and he then became like this cowardly leader, which thought that the power and the control that he would have would be enough for Pride Rock, and that he would be a better king than Mufasa. However, that was not the case at all, as to me, I feel that he suddenly found out that that job was harder than he thought. Finally, on the soundtrack, I feel that the soundtrack is phenomenal. Obviously, we had a quick mention of the likes of The Circle of Life, which is a great tune, but not only that, I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
I just can't wait to be king.
Which is an absolute banger, and I think one of the best songs on the entire movie. And then obviously Hakuna Matata, and then Can't You Feel the Love Tonight. These are just a few of these songs that are used in this movie, and to me, I'm not a big fan of musicals. For anybody that's watched my channel a long time, you will know that I don't like musicals. However, I can sort of accept it if it goes along with the story. And I didn't mind Tarzan, for instance, because that had the same vibe, and the likes of in Aladdin as well, that has that sort of same vibe. It feels right for the story and not just cheesy songs in there for the sake of it. This works. This is by far one of those ones that just goes and gives you a happy, joyful feeling when you're hearing those songs, along with the story of how the characters are feeling at the time. And these songs just fit perfectly for the movie, let's be honest. Before we get onto the rest of the video, I just want to tell you guys thank you for the support, because I've absolutely enjoyed making these videos for you guys. If you want to see more of it, all you have to do is press that subscribe button, as it would really help the channel grow, the community grow, and you can join the community by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that notification bell, and let's get back to the video. So to summarize The Lion King, for me, this is an absolute great legendary movie, hence why I've rated this movie 9.3 out of 10 and a legendary film, because it is absolutely perfect. So let me know, guys, down those comments down below whether you enjoy this movie, you hate this movie, you love this movie, or you think it's terrible. Let me know down in the comments down below, also with your ratings as well. I want to see your movie ratings for this particular movie. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Laters.